All right, y'all ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J is back. We in the building for a live show. We are live. We have a lot to get into tonight. We are talking about the National Football League, but we ain't talking about games. We're talking about Ray Rice, we're talking about Adrian Peterson, and we're talking about Roger Goodell and everything that's going on in the National Football League. You want to be here with us tonight. We also are going to ask why an actress was detained by the LAPD. Got a whole bunch of what the hell, and I'm looking forward to it, and we hope you are as well. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J is right now.
Open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying,
then they must be half stepping.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live. We're back in the building. Be down with us tonight at 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show right here on Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody that's listening to us. We were out of the building last week. We did a replay, but we are back here. We are live. We want to thank everybody that's listening to us on TuneIn, which is where you can find all of the programming right here on Legacy Internet Radio, including the flagship show. You're listening to it right now. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Of course, thank you. Special thank you to the folks that have taken the time to listen to us on our replays on YouTube. Thank you to you folks. Continue listening to us. You can find us live right here on Legacy Internet Radio every single Monday night at 7 p.m. until we finish, usually around 9:30, 10 o'clock every single Monday night. We are, in fact, the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. I am very, very happy, very excited about tonight's show. I let it off. I teased it a little bit right there at the top, and we're going to get right into it. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and introduce my brother and my partner and my friend. You heard him at the top of the show leading off right there with me. I got my brother. We like to call him Big Roo.
Yo.
Big Roo. Yo. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
It's good to see you back in the building of Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half stepping Marcus J. You doing, man?
Life's beautiful. On a little vacation, so decided to make an appearance.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling.
So you're not sure if you're feeling good, just know you're feeling.
Well, I mean, I'm on vacation, but, it's in between. It's good, it's bad. I slept in a little late today, which is weird, but hey, it's vacation.
So what is a little late for Big Rube? Like
10:30?
10:30? Nah, that's a lot late. You slept to 10:30 today?
Yeah.
What time you took it down last night?
1 maybe.
Okay, that's not bad. You got 9 hours in there.
Yeah, I ain't had to get up for nothing, so it is what it was.
That's what it is, man. I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to see you getting you some rest and whatnot. You on vacation, and maybe you can be a nicer person going forward. That you getting your rest. What do you think?
Nah, why do all that?
You gonna still be Big Rube, ain't you?
I mean, if I'm not me, who else am I gonna be?
Damn. Well, I tried. Well, I'm glad that you're here. We got other crew members that we expect momentarily, and hopefully we see them. If they don't, then we'll move on and continue the show with the crew that we have, of course. But while you and I haven't had an opportunity to kind of go back and forth tit for tat here on Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J in quite a while, and we're going to jump right into it. We got a lot going on in the National Football League. We're going to get to Adrian Peterson in a minute. But I want to start with Ray Rice. There's been a lot of talk about Ray Rice over the last few months. We talked about him a lot on Legacy Internet Radio and Ain't No Half Steppin with Marcus J. And we were not in last week. And so we didn't get an opportunity to talk about the Ray Rice video. This is what it's being called, the Ray Rice video. And so I'll basically set it up. Basically, we saw a few months ago where Ray Rice was pulling his then girlfriend Janae out of the elevator by her feet or by her body and dropping her. And I think most of us who saw that video made the correct assumption that he beat her up, or he punched her, or he did something where he would knock her out. It didn't look like a drunk drag. It looked like I just knocked your ass out type of drag. That was the conclusion that I came to. That's just me personally as a layman. And allegedly Ray Rice had confided into Commissioner Roger Goodell that he had in fact punched out his then girlfriend Janae, now wife Janae Rice, in the video. He had mentioned that before the video came out, and he was given a 2-game suspension. The policy in the NFL has since changed to, well, it hadn't changed. There wasn't really one at all established with regards to how much time you get for domestic violence. So it was set for 6 games, the first offense, and it was a lifetime ban for the second offense. And then the Ray Rice video comes out last Monday. Of course, we were not in the building for a live show, in which you actually see first Ray Rice, before they get in, spits on the girl. They get into an argument. They get inside the elevator, and she's fussing. He's fussing. She comes towards him. He gives a double shot, one right and then a real heavy left hook that drops her.
All he needed was a biscuit.
Yeah, exactly. Those were the shots, Rube. And so let's just I got it set up. Let's kind of talk about it, because there are a couple of different angles that I want to take about it. You have not had an opportunity to really talk about this, so I'm going to shut up and let you tell me what you think, or tell us what you think about the Ray Rice video, what you think about the Ray Rice situation, domestic violence. Jump in right here, bro.
Well, I mean, excuse me. I'm the type of guy who's innocent until proven guilty. That's kind of what I believe. And I feel like that, yeah, we saw him drag her out. Maybe she fainted and he just was an idiot and drag her out. He was drunk, whatever. But it does look like he got a 2-piece without a biscuit. So that kind of changes things. Yeah, he beat her up. And that's kind of sad. As far as the NFL goes, the interesting thing about it is that, yeah, he came up with the 2-game suspension. But I have this, everybody wants to really get on Goodell's case about it. And I'm kind of like, well, if he saw the tape, would you give somebody a 2-game suspension? I can't. I don't know if I can ride with that. I have a lot of other friends and other people out there who are Goodell haters, and they think that he saw a tape and only gave him a 2-game and only gave him the lifetime ban after, it came out. But I mean, one way, yeah, Ray Rice beat her up. Another way, if he had not seen the tape, he's probably thinking, Ray Rice is a good dude. He does a lot of positive for the NFL, and he's never gotten into trouble. And, well, maybe we can sweep this under the rug and give him 2 games and be done with it and that sort of thing. And then, of course, the tape comes out, and next thing you know, hey, man, you ain't never coming back. And, a lot of people want to ride Goodell on that. But the biggest thing that people seem to forget is that Ray Rice was put into some sort of treatment plan for first-time offenders. So he was convicted of a felony, but if he, does what he's supposed to do for a year, then it's gone. So how can Goodell really give you 6 or 10 games for that, especially if he didn't see a tape? Now, I am of the belief that he did not see a tape, because you can't justify 2 games after you see that tape. That's just real, A lot of people are conspiracy theorists and, well, he tried to hide the tape and all this other crap. Come on, man. He didn't work hard enough to get it. Come on, man. I mean, it's just, there are just some times where, yeah, maybe the NFL does need to get a little dirty. However, the problem with that is the Players Association. That's the dirty. Because the Players Association, you might as well be going to court. Because if you don't do things the right way with the Players Association, they just going to be like, you know what? Yeah, this wasn't handled in the right manner. We're not going to give him this lifetime ban. We're just going to give him 3 games. Because the Players Association is for the players, but realistically, it's not about the realness. And that's a problem with the Players Association I have, because I know he's about to appeal it as well. And, I mean, really? Nobody should really touch him after a year, but next year people will be wanting to get Ray Rice. I think it's crazy. And before we go back to Marcus, the other thing that I found appalling is the Baltimore game, where a lot of female fans showed up in their Ray Rice jersey. To me, I just found that appalling, because you can sit here and say, like, well, I don't support what he did, but wearing the jersey, I support him as a man. What? He just two-piece a woman, and you're going to come on, man. I can't roll with that.
All right, a couple of things that I want to touch on that you said. The first thing is, if Ray Rice comes into your office before you suspend him and he says, I punched my girlfriend out, and the reason why you saw her not be able to move was because I did that, do you really need to see the tape?
I don't think he did that. I don't think he said that.
Well, he did. That part is not debated. He went in and he told Roger Goodell that he hit her. This is what he told her. This is documented.
Well, I guess the question is, did he say he hit her, or did he say he punched her?
What's the freaking difference, Ruben?
I mean, I think it's a difference.
What's the difference?
I mean, because honestly,
the reason why I asked you that, because I don't want to go back and forth, because I'm trying to make a point. And so you see there's a difference. Make that point real quick so we can so I can kind of flesh out where I'm going with that.
Because of course, you're not supposed to hit women, but he didn't hit her. He punched her. Punch, closed fist. 2 different things. Hit, open hand, maybe a slap or something like that. Maybe hit on the arm, whatever.
You saw her not be able to move on the outside of the elevator. What the hell did you think? What did you think?
I didn't know.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
No, I'm not. Once again, yeah, it's easy to say, well, he hit her. Maybe she was drunk, which is very possible. However, I am the type of dude who is. I like to.
All right. I'm going to bypass the long ass way I was going to try to make my point. Just shorten it, because basically, I'm appalled that you would take that position, but that's fine, because we almost never agree on stuff anyway.
Okay,
fair enough. But you are Roger Goodell. You are the head of the largest sports league in the world, basically the National Football League. You are, by all accounts, a very successful man. The owners love you, and every single time something happens, you are known to come down hard on the offender. And you mean to tell me that you saw that video? You're Roger Goodell. You saw the video of that girl being basically, there was no love, there was no care, there was no, oh, I'm sorry, I hurt you. It was none of that shit. It was just him pulling her out of the elevator. And he comes in and he tells you that he hit her. Forget punch. He says he hit her. And you thought, after hearing he hit her, that it was only worth 2 games? Really? And then after that, you decide to change the way the league is going to punish these people, and you're going to go 6 games.
Okay.
When you just gave that guy 2 games.
So
hold up, let me finish.
Okay. Yep.
And then you see the tape after having already been told what was on it, and then you go directly from 2 games, bypassing the 6 that you already mandated yourself, to say that you've got an indefinite suspension. What's up with that?
I mean, me personally, I think it was a crazy reaction. Do I think it was right? I think it justified the crime. However, I think that he should have not made the first 2-game suspension to begin with.
Joe is listening. She said you tripping, Ruben.
I mean, I understand that, but we all want to put this on Roger Goodell, and I understand that. When the team also found out in June, he also told them that he hit her too, and they didn't do nothing. So if you're gonna sit here and crucify Roger Goodell, then you need to crucify the Baltimore Ravens organization as well. Because when it's all said and done, they have just as much or even more control of their players than Roger Goodell does. And they don't need to talk to Roger Goodell to hand down anything. You know, because as you notice, after the tape came out, yo, man, your contract's done. We ripped it up. Nobody sat there and was like, Baltimore, you shouldn't have did that. That was messed. I mean, you went the long way, blah, blah. I didn't hear that. So my point is, we're sitting here and we're saying Roger Goodell's a bad leader for the NFL. He's this, he's that. But when it's all said and done, if you're going to crucify people, crucify everybody. Don't crucify some parts of it, because like I said, the owners have more control of their players than Roger Goodell does. Just like in the NCAA. The NCAA can do things, but the schools can do more than the NCAA can. So you can sit here and say Roger Goodell should be fired, whatever. If you're going to do that, in the same breath, you need to say the Baltimore Ravens owner needs to get rid of his stuff.
I never suggested that. I'm not in a position to call for anybody's job. It's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to look at the miserable way that this was handled. I'm not going to debate
all the way around.
I'm not going to debate you on the owners, because I agree with you on that. If Roger Goodell seen the tape or should have seen the tape, then certainly the ownership of the Baltimore Ravens should have seen the tape. My issue is they threw Ray Rice under the bus. I'm not saying that Ray Rice is a good person. He's a miserable person for doing what he did. Mm-hmm. But what's fair is fair, and double jeopardy is not fair. And anybody who saw the initial tape should know that he knocked her ass cold out in an elevator without even seeing it. You should have known that. And so they figured that it wouldn't come out, or they figured that they would be able to get away with it. For whatever reason, smoking weed gets you 4 games, but knocking your lady out gets you 2.
But I mean, you know what else we haven't talked about? We haven't talked about the fact that Janae herself tried to throw herself on the cross, and they said no.
Okay, well, there's a couple of different ways that you can look at that. You can look at that with loving eyes, or you can look at that with cynical eyes. Loving eyes would say, you know what, it's the first time he ever did that to her. She forgave him. A lot of sisters will take the position that the first time you hit me, I'm out. I get that. But she's clearly taking the position that that's my man. I love him. We've been together forever. And all you people that thinks that she's a gold digger, do your research. They've been together since they was babies when his ass was broke. So that's not it. It's not that.
No.
She's a gold digger. It's not, I wouldn't even take it. But if you want to look at it with cynical eyes, she hasn't worked, and she ain't gonna work, not as long as he's working. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's cynical eyes. I choose not to take that route because I don't think that's it. But I figure, in the interest of full disclosure, I'd at least put that out there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think at this point you gotta look at all the routes.
Yeah.
Because when the police came, she tried to take the bid. They won't having it. When they went to see Roger Goodell and went to see the Baltimore Ravens, it was my fault, yada, yada, yada. She tried to take the bid. Goodell was kind of having it. Obviously, the Ravens were having it, So if you're going to sit here and crucify one man, I get it. He's ahead. He's like the president of the United States. If everything goes wrong, it's his fault. But when everything goes right, it's Congress's fault. It's Congress, I get it. However, my thing is, I'm sick of people just saying, Roger Goodell, you suck. Roger Goodell, you didn't do anything. How about Baltimore Ravens? You didn't do anything. You knew when he knew too. And if you didn't see a tape or you saw it or whatever, but you knew, if you're going to sit here and say that, well, he told Roger Goodell that he hit her, he told the Ravens that he hit her too. And they didn't do nothing either. So it's one of those things where I feel like, if we going to do this all the way, then we need to do it all the way, not just one route or 2 routes. We need to do all the routes that are there. Even go back to Atlantic City, and that law, which they're fighting right now, is the stupidest law ever. And then on top of that, only 5% of domestic abuse first timers got that law. So, which means he got that law because he was Ray Rice.
I can dig it, man. I mean, the whole thing, I guess the main reason why I wanted to bring this up is domestic violence. It's given us an opportunity to talk about it, because here's my deal. We got now the National Organization for Women and other organizations all up in arms. They're mad. They're throwing Roger Goodell under the bus, and Ray Rice is the worst person in the history of humankind and all this kind of stuff. But Marissa Alexander is a woman in Florida who shot her gun into the ceiling of the house that she lived in because her ex-husband or current husband or estranged husband, whatever he was beating her ass. He admittedly beat her ass, and he was coming to beat her ass again. And she, instead of putting two in his chest like George Zimmerman did, or like, the guy that killed Mike Brown did, and like all of these other police officers who are walking the streets these days did, she put two in the ceiling to say, back up, chief. It ain't going down like that. And when she was initially charged, she got 20 years. And when she got a new trial, she was facing 60 years. And so we got the National Organization for Women. They want to jump all over Ray Rice in the National Football League, but they ain't saying nothing about a case like that. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We getting a caller right now. Caller, you on the live line with Marcus J and Big Rube. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Caller, tell us your name. Where you calling from?